community. This is Tommy, and welcome to another musical adventure. And today's adventure is a recent finds video, a recent pickups video. I want to show you guys what I've picked up in the last couple of months. I was waiting on something to come in. It came in today, and so that's going to be the last thing I show you. And I kind of just thought I'd include that with all the recent stuff. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Hit the subscribe button down there. Also, if you're so inclined, give the thumbs up and comment. I love interacting with you guys, as you know, and I appreciate all the support. The first thing I want to get out of the way is not a vinyl find, but it's a CD find. This is the Let It Be box, the deluxe edition, recently released by the Beatles. Most of you probably already have it. I got it for Christmas, and so really glad to get it. I have listened to it. It's pretty great. I'm a little disappointed they didn't do a pared down vinyl release, sort of like they did with the others. They kind of did an all or nothing, which is a little too much in my opinion, and plus to have to buy 2 boxes. But really enjoyed it. Very cool. I know most of you have been watching the series on Disney Plus, and you know, it's a cool thing. So that was a recent one, and here are the rest of them. Let's get to them. Here's the first one. This is Shake Your Booty by Mr. Frank Zappa. This is the reissued 180 gram, pressed at Palace. I believe it's pressed at Palace. Most of the others are pressed at Palace. These Zappa reissues, I'm replacing all of my original Zappas with these reissues because they just sound stellar. They've all been cut by Bernie Grundman or Chris Bellman. And so the sound quality is just top notch, and you can't go wrong. Another recent Zappa that I picked up is one that just came out last month, actually, the 200 Motel Soundtrack. Now, this was a Zappa record that I never owned originally, so it's one of those I just always kind of passed up. I've seen the movie. It's really, really strange. It has Ringo in it, Howard Kaylan and Mark Volman. But this is a 2-record set. Again, excellent sounding, great quality. And, you know, that's one of those records that I think when I first kind of saw it, I dismissed it, missed it as sort of just a soundtrack, whatever. I didn't really count it. But to be honest with you, it really is an essential Zappa record, and I feel kind of foolish for dismissing it so much. This is Beatle related. I also picked up recently the George Harrison All Things Must Pass 50th Anniversary Edition. This is just the album, the 3-record set, the remixed version. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, the remix is not that drastic. I don't really notice a whole lot of things. Now, granted, I've not compared it with my original copy. So, I mean, I may put it on and think, oh, wow, that's a huge difference. But I got that at a really good price, and I couldn't pass it up. This is one that I showed in my vinyl tag video. If you go back a couple of videos and watch. This was a gift from a vinyl community member and my friend Beatle Brad. Thanks, Beatle Brad. I appreciate it. This is the 3-record set, Rock and Roll Circus, the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus, the expanded edition. It is a 3 LP set, and the LP3 is all outtakes, so stuff that wasn't used. Some it's more stuff from the Dirty Mac, Taj Mahal, just some other stuff, but very cool set. This was a Christmas present, and really cool to get. This is Amoeba Gig by Paul McCartney. It was a live set he did, I think, back in around 2005, 2006. I want to say it's around the time he did. It was after Memory Almost Full. He did a show, an in-store performance, essentially, at Amoeba Records out in Hollywood, and recorded it. Now, shortly right after, there was a little bitty slipcase CD that came out. This is the little CD that came out. It only had 4 songs on it. I remember buying this back when it came out, and I remember thinking to myself, what's the point of this? It really, to me, was a little silly. It was like just to have a live version of I Saw Her Standing There or whatever. And I remember listening to it thinking, Wow, Paul McCartney's really going after the money. This is the full set. It's a 2-record set, and it makes much, much more sense. It's a great sort of intimate live performance from McCartney. And I mean, it's got your standard, stuff that you hear all the time, Hey Jude and whatnot. But it's got some other tracks from Memory Almost Full. And so it's a neat set to have. I'm really glad to have it. It sounds really amazing. It's a great pressing. And so, yeah, Amoeba Gig by Paul McCartney. This is one I've been looking for a while. Those of you that know, I'm a big fan of Thin Lizzy and Phil Lynott. I did a video a while back on Thin Lizzy where I butchered his name, but it's Phil Lynott. I've been corrected. But Phil Lynott, this is Solo in Soho. This is an album he did in 1980. This is his first album he made outside of Thin Lizzy on the Warner Brothers label. It's not the hard rock of Thin Lizzy. It's a little more, almost kind of delves into the new wave sort of stuff. But, that's what a solo record should be, in my opinion. Something different than what people expect you to do with your band. I enjoyed it. I've only listened to it once, and I really enjoyed it, but I will return to it. And it's got a few, regular people that, of course, guys like Brian Downey and Scott Gorham, all those guys that were playing with Thin Lizzy. But it's also got guys like Mark Knopfler on this record. Huey Lewis is on the record. So there's some familiar names playing on this record. I was really, really glad to find this one. This is Roger McGuinn's Back from Rio on the Arista label. This was a record that he did in 1991. It's got the song King of the Hill, which was co-written with Tom Petty. You Bow Down, the Elvis Costello song. But this is a really, really solid effort from McGuinn. Kind of, I won't say a return to roots. I mean, there's that familiar jangly 12-string guitar that he's known for. And of course, records from the 80s and 90s, late 80s and early 90s are really kind of hard to come by. And so Roger McGuinn's Back from Rio. Chicago Transit Authority. This is their first album. And one of the things about this, which was really cool, aside from the fact that it's really clean, this is a UK pressing on the CBS label with the inner sleeves. And I found it at a pretty good price. And these early Chicago records, I think, are stellar. The ones with Terry Kath on guitar. This one's no exception. And they're pretty common records. You can find a lot of Chicago out there. But those first 8 or 9 records that Terry Kath was a part of, very, very cool. And these are a couple of things I got from Third Man Records. They're not Third Man artists. These are some 90s records that I'm quite fond of. They were reissued by Third Man Records, and it is the band That Dog. This is the album. This is their second album, Totally Crushed Out. First time ever on vinyl. Reissued by Third Man, of course. This is an interesting group. Anna Warrenker is sort of the leader of the group. She is the daughter of Lenny Warrenker, the guy that ran Warner Brothers for a long time. Nothing special about the record, standard black vinyl. Also, the Hayden sisters, Petra Hayden and Rachel Hayden. Those of you who know Petra Hayden from The Rentals, I think she did some work with Weezer. She also did a really, really cool version of the Who Sellout where she sings it a cappella. And her twin sister, Rachel, in the band, Petra plays violin and sings, and also Rachel plays bass. They are the daughters of the jazz bassist Charlie Hayden, so if that name sounds familiar. And then Tony Maxwell, who is the drummer. And there they are right there. May have shown you already. There's Annika, and then the Haydens, and then Tony. But Totally Crushed Out, this is kind of a concept album. If you're a fan of sort of fuzzed out 90s rock, think bands like The Rentals or Weezer, the Blue Album. This is the third album. This is a little more mainstream. This is called Retreat from the Sun. It's sort of a power poppy kind of thing. Some Moog synthesizer. But really, really good stuff. Catchy songs. And just a really cool band. And it was awesome to get these records on vinyl. I've been listening to them for a long time on the CDs. But just really cool. And they recently did an album. I think they called it Old LP. And I don't think Petra's with them anymore. I think it's just the three minus Petra. But anyway, that dog, Retreat from the Sun, and Totally Crushed Out. And these are the ones I've been waiting for. I haven't even listened to these yet. They just came in like almost right before I started the video. But really glad to get these. I'm going to actually flip that around. The first one is Alex Chilton. This is Electricity by Candlelight, New York City, February 13th, 1997. There's the hype sticker on it. And the idea on this is that it says that he was playing a gig and the power went out, and so Alex just did an acoustic set, and someone recorded it. I've not heard it. I don't know what the quality is of this. I don't know. Like I said, I just got it and was just curious as a Chilton fan. That's the inner sleeve there. Sorry about the glare on it, because I've not, like I said, I've not even opened it. They took the inner sleeve out and slipped it in, so I don't have to avoid the seam splits. That's why it looks like that. But let's see. Richard Dworkin on drums, backup vocals, December Boys and September Girls Choir. Recorded by Jeff Vargan at the Knitting Factory. So that's where it was recorded. And so there you go. So it's a posthumous release, live recording, Alex Chilton. And let's see if I can slip this out of here. If I can avoid taking up too much time, I'll just kind of slip the record out here. There we go. There's the back cover and the track listing. Motel Blues, Divorce, Raining in My Heart, Girl from Ipanema, My Baby Just Cares for Me, Surfer Girl, Wouldn't It Be Nice? So there's a good little track list here, so I'm looking forward to digging into that. And finally, the last thing I got was something I've been waiting on for a while. It had been back ordered, but I'm really excited to get a hold of it. It is the Ballads album by John Coltrane through the Verve Acoustic Sound series. I've got the Love Supreme, which is just a superior cut of that record. And so this is the Ballads, which came out around the same time, or was reissued around the same time. And so, sorry about the glare. Like I said, I've not pulled this open yet. So this is one, again, that just is... I'm really excited about this one. If it's anywhere near the quality of the Love Supreme reissue, I know this one's going to be equally thrilling. And so, Ballads by John Coltrane. So, anyway, those are my recent pickups. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you got. If you got anything great, we'll see you next time. And thanks for